Alright guys, ¿qué pasa? Welcome back to another Bleach Soul Resonance video. We're gonna take a look at the brand new limited SSR Bankai Ichigo. Now he's currently the only SSR limited character. The next one is coming in, I think, around 10 days almost, right? And it's going to be most likely SSR Toshiro. So definitely looking forward to this one. But today we're going to look at how to build Ichigo, what to prioritize, how to actually play him, what stamps to give him, and everything you need to know. Now, in terms of weapon stamp, right, the best free-to-play option is going to be the Sundering Slash. Now, this is going to be enough for Ichigo to perform extremely well, right? Obviously, the go-to choice should be the one which is currently available on the limited gacha banner, which is going to be his signature weapon stamp, which basically increases its crit rate by 15% and also overall increases the damage output just immensely, making him so much more better. Now, this one is definitely the go-to stamp if you like, right? Obviously, if you do not get this one or can't manage to pull it or whatever, then going with the Sundering Slash is going to be the best option. Another good option is going to be the Getsuga Tangle, right? This one will basically buff his counter attacks and the damage output. This one is definitely also a good option, also free to play, available. However, it will take some time till anyone actually gets this one. So definitely keep this one in mind when trying to build Ichigo. Now, his skill leveling priorities should be definitely first and foremost passives, right? You will be getting a increased damage against enemies with Getsuga Mark. You will basically deal more damage when being holified. And the passive boost free is basically increasing the crit damage of Ichigo. So this one's going to be the first one. After that, you want to focus on either your ultimate or your technique first, and then basic attack, and then the other one, right? So in my personal opinion, I usually would go with technique, basic attack, and last but not least, ultimate, depending on how you actually want to do it. But generally speaking, basic attack should be the first one. Thereafter, I'd say ultimate, and then last but not least, technique. Basic attack, because that's what you're going to use the most time. Ultimate, obviously, you want the nuking ability, and then technique for the constant technical damage. Last but not least, counter. I mean, this one can be neglected for a later stage if you're rarely countering, but definitely one of those things which needs to be taken into consideration. Now let's get to the good stuff, the dupes. Now, in all honesty, you do not need any dupes of Ichigo. He just does so good at 0 dupes, right? At 0 boundary level, he just does very good. Now, if you still want to draw for dupes of Ichigo, then looking at a system, obviously for whales, the best one is going to be Boundary Ascension 6, right? This one essentially will, when releasing a special attack, you will charging up is gate if not already held. If charging up is already held, then it will be consumed to increase the special attack damage by an extra 100%. So this will increase his damage output immensely. Now, apart from that, looking to get to Boundary Ascension 2 is going to be a good stopping point in case you're not a big spender. Again, for free-to-play players, if you want to get him at all, get just 1 copy and that's enough. If you're looking for a good stopping point, then going to Boundary Ascension number 2 is going to be the best, because this one will increase the duration of Getsuga Mark, right? And also every time Ichigo deals damage to any enemy inflicted by Getsuga Mark, all damage dealt by him increases by 3% per 5 seconds. And this will stack up to 5 times, right? And also the effect stacks up to 10 times when Ichigo is holified, right? So that's going to be the boundaries. Now, in terms of his stamps and core stamps, the core stamp, the free-to-play option should be the Gather Up 13 Horde Card Squads. This one's going to be very good for him, because each time a special attack is being dealt, triggers 1 additional attack of the same type, dealing damage equal to 25% of the current special attack. Apart from that, going with a 3-piece set of Rising Black Moon is the way to go. Obviously, the face of, or the picture of Ichigo is in there anyways. This one's going to be the go-to equipment or accessory or stamp, whatever you want to call it, for Ichigo, because it increases the slash damage by 11%, and the free piece increases the base attack by 18%, also increases the special attack damage by 28% for 10 seconds. Now, in terms of teams, right, looking to actually build a good Ichigo team or a Ichigo focused team. If you want to go with a high value team, you want to go with Ichigo as your main DPS, Byakuya Kuchiki as the tactical support character of the team, and then the SSR Kisuke Uruhara. Now, I do not have Kisuke Uruhara, right? You could go with a hybrid version. So instead of Kisuke, throw Orihime in there. She works fine in any team. Apart from that, if you're looking for a more, let's say, free-to-play friendly version of Ichigo's team setup, then running Ichigo as your main DPS, running Uryu Ishida as the battlefield skill supplier, aka tactical unit, and then running Yachiro as a support slashing character on the team. Now, this team will be doing extremely well, will be able to carry you very far in the game. It's going to be enough to pass most contents until you reach, obviously, endgame content, where it's going to get tough. Alright, now, let's actually jump into a match, and let's actually check out how the Ichigo setup is being run. Now, if you're running with Byakuya Kuchiki, you always want to start with him first, utilize his technique, and then switch over to Orihime. Orihime utilizes first timer technique, and then you just throw bombs with Ichigo, like literally just destroy, utilize the battlefield skill. If you're running, for example, with Byakuya, if you're running with obviously Uryu, then the setup is going to be a bit different, right? But generally running with for example, Orihime is always going to be nice because you can always inflict yourself or give yourself a shield. Then running up with Byakuya, using his technique again. And then being able to come out with Ichigo again and just do enough damage to destroy everything. Again, Orihime, and then back out again to Ichigo. Obviously running on auto modus here. And then we want to actually start charging up, so we may, yes, now we can actually use his ultimate. He's gonna holify, right? Holification is there, increasing the damage output overall, and we actually finish without dropping the Getsuga Tensho. Now that was a good first performance of Ichigo. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to conclude our Ichigo build guide, aka small showcase. Overall, currently the most broken DPS character in the entire game. Like literally drawing or pulling Ichigo will make your gameplay experience so much easier than running with any other setup. Even none of these standard SSR characters can get close to the damage output Ichigo is able to deliver. Now, I'm eager to see how Toshiro is going to perform. Obviously, you're going to see a video of him soon on this channel as well once he drops. But yeah, until then, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you haven't done so already. And as always, thanks for tuning in. Take care of yourselves. Until next time.